3 people are in custody after an incident in Norwich Walk that sent schools into lockdown and shuttered businesses. We've got the details on what led to that manhunt. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A vigil in Bangor honored the memory of 3 people who lost their lives in a fire. And the statewide expansion of a program to provide free books to kids kicked off in Bangor. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Thursday afternoon. Not too bad out there this afternoon as well. We had a few clouds earlier this morning, perhaps a few developing this afternoon as well, but we're going to be seeing a good amount of sunshine today as we do move forward. Let's zoom things out, high pressure not too far away. And look to the south and west though. We do have some snow moving through parts of Pennsylvania and New York State as well. This will stay away from us as we'll just be watching for just some nice weather that will be taking place for the rest of today. So a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds out there. We may have a few clouds further off towards the north later on again, later on tonight. And of course, as we head towards your Friday, looking pretty good as well with a lot of sunshine to start things off. The wind's not too bad, roughly out of the northwest going to the south and east at around 5 to even up to 10 miles per hour. And a few spots will remain in that area though as we head towards your Friday as well. But there will be some more gusty wind opportunities coming up late this weekend and in parts of next week as well. Stay tuned for that. But otherwise though, upper 20s, lots of sunshine. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, we have 7 degrees, getting cold again tonight with a mostly clear sky. Northwest wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. And here's tomorrow though, not bad. Lower 30s, lots of sunshine. And that northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour at times. That hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, temperatures in the 20s will then cool off as the sun goes down to the teens eventually, and eventually the single digits. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. A Robbinston woman pleaded guilty to murder in charges in Washington County this morning. 43-year-old Rebecca Morris was charged with the murder of 53-year-old Paula Johnson in February of 2022. Johnson was found dead in her home in Pembroke on February 9th. Previous autopsy reports revealed the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head. Her death was ruled a homicide. State attorneys suggested that evidence would show Morris had been purchasing drugs from Johnson and that the two were dating partners before it ended on a, quote, sour note. Morris was originally denied any involvement in the murder and pled not guilty in October of 2022. The state recommended a 32-year sentence to the Department of Corrections for 1 count of intentional and knowing murder. The court decided to hold off on sentencing until January. 3 people are in custody after an incident in Norwich Walk that sent schools into lockdown and shuttered businesses. Police were called to a home on the airport road for a reported home invasion and armed robbery around 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. According to the Somerset County Sheriff's Office, 2 males and a female entered the home and allegedly proceeded to assault the resident of the home and take a large sum of money. They say when deputies arrived, the suspects had already fled into the woods on foot. The State Police Tactical Team, Fairfield Police, Skowhegan Police, and a Forest Service helicopter were called in to assist the Sheriff's Office as they searched the airport road and Route 2 area.
It was a great example of teamwork, collaboration. There was a lot of communications that took place for this to be a successful event.
Sheriff Lancaster says they were able to capture the female suspect fairly quickly, and later in the afternoon, 2 other suspects were located near the Baker farm. All 3 are currently facing Class A armed robbery charges. Sheriff Lancaster says the resident of the home did not sustain any life-threatening injuries during the incident. He says this is an ongoing investigation and more charges are possible. It was a very happy day at Central Maine Medical Center Wednesday, where one of the Lewiston mass shooting victims was released from the hospital. A month and a half after the shootings, healthcare workers lined the hallways for an emotional send-off. The patient hasn't been named, but officials say he went through a very complicated surgery and weeks of recovery. 18 people were killed and 13 were injured when a gunman opened fire at 2 locations. Wednesday's discharge leaves just one of the shooting victims left at the hospital. That person remains in stable condition. A candlelight vigil on Union Street in Bangor honored the memory of 3 people who lost their lives in a fire. Doug Banks has the story.
2 years ago, 5 people took shelter in an abandoned home across from a Union Street church in Bangor after being removed from a homeless encampment. Tragically, a fire broke out on December 5th. Of those 5, Andrew Allen, Dylan Smith, and Timmy Tuttle did not make it out alive. Wednesday night, a vigil honored their memory.
Camping out in a house that is not up to code and trying to light fires to stay warm is an act of desperation. But seeing people turn out even in a cold night like this when they have no obligation to do it does give me a lot of hope. They're recognizing them as individuals rather than a demographic.
What led to the deaths of these 3 individuals was vastly systemic. The unhoused community, which might be constantly in survival mode, so they're not able to go to funerals and take the space to really properly grieve.
If there's one thing to take away from this empty lot sitting across from 193 Union Street, it's that there needs to be a change, and it needs to happen now.
We need government to really step up. We've had unprecedented amounts of money come into the area through the American Rescue Plan Act. I look at this empty lot and I think we need to build. We need to build more houses.
For people here, even when the last candle ceases to burn, the memory of these 3 men shines on.
Homeless people don't pop out of the ground, There are conditions that create them in lives that precede this, and for every unhoused community member here, there is a tragic story in which the system has failed them.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
According to the National Road Safety Foundation, the year-end holiday period from Thanksgiving through New Year's is one of the most dangerous times to drive. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with officials about important travel safety reminders this season.
It's a sad thing when a family have to get that knock on the door because someone has been killed in a car crash.
Traffic crashes are a leading cause of death during the winter holiday season.
We average about 6,400 traffic deaths nationwide, and a lot of this is attributed to impairment.
The National Road Safety Foundation says alcohol, fatigue, and distracted driving are often the major factors in fatal holiday crashes. Those factors, coupled with winter weather, call for elevated levels of caution this time of year.
We have weather that alters plans, and folks are so focused on wanting to be part of something positive, and so they're going to continue to travel. We see an increase of traffic crashes.
Law enforcement say this is often one of the most difficult times of the year for public safety officials.
Most traffic crashes certainly aren't criminal intent. They are simply individuals that are not paying attention, and it's not paying attention to the conditions of the road at the time.
Officials say it's important to allow extra time to clear snow and ice off your vehicles for clear visuals and to prevent debris from impacting other drivers on the road.
You can totally prevent these things from happening. We can prevent them from happening if we take responsibility by following the rules of the road.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A budget signed this week by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey clears the way for utilities to recover added costs caused by delays of a project to bring Canadian hydropower to the New England grid. The 145-mile transmission line known as the CMP Corridor was stretched from Lewiston, Maine to the Canadian border. The head of Central Maine Power's corporate parent company, Avangrid, previously said the cost of the $1 billion project grew to $1.5 billion because of delays and inflation during the prolonged court battle. It received all regulatory approvals but was plagued by delays, litigation, and a referendum in which Maine voters said no to the project. It was allowed to move forward after a Maine jury concluded that the developers had a constitutional right to proceed despite the referendum. Legislation, including the supplemental budget approved Monday, allows transmission service agreements to be renegotiated by utilities. Those costs will ultimately be passed along to Massachusetts ratepayers. Construction on the project resumed in August. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, Wreaths Across America starts its trek to Arlington on Sunday. There's a kickoff ceremony in Ellsworth. We'll take a look when we return.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser powers through tough messes, so it makes it look like I spent hours cleaning. And you know I didn't.
It makes my running shoe look like new. It's amazing.
It's so good. Makes it look like I have magical powers.
Magic Eraser and sheets make cleaning look easy.
Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine.
To Noah. From the moment we started hiking together, you've always lent me your fleece. promise this one is just for you. For wherever our trail may lead. Next time, I might even let you reach the summit before me. Love, Lizzie.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One Stream. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi, and this Zumo Streambox free with Spectrum TV. It makes searching for shows and movies across live TV and streaming apps easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Zumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-788-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
Commercial vehicles can be dangerous, and they usually carry big insurance policies. So whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or a big rig like this, we know commercial vehicle accidents, and we know how to get you the big money you may deserve. If any commercial vehicle hurts you, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the twos. We win for you. Call 222-2222.
Fellas, listen up for a second. If you're anything like me, you wouldn't know where to begin when picking out jewelry for your significant other. But I sent my wife to Quality Jewelers, and they created what's called a wish list. Basically, it's a cheat sheet for picking out exactly what she's going to love. I walked in, picked something that she had already picked out, financed it for 36 months at 0%. They even gift wrapped it so it's ready for Christmas morning. Thank you, Quality Jewelers. Don't know what I'd do without you.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Governor Janet Mills launched the statewide expansion of a program to provide free books to kids in Bangor yesterday. It's all part of a partnership with an organization started by singer-songwriter Dolly Parton. At the Bangor Public Library Wednesday morning, Governor Mills announced that 4,500 Maine kids are currently receiving books through Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Each child enrolled in the program receives one book per month from birth to age 5 at no cost to their family. As part of the announcement, Dolly Parton herself sent in a pre-recorded message for Mainers.
I'm thrilled that we'll be working with Lori Fisher and her state library to ensure that every young child in Maine has access to books early in life. So happy reading, Maine, and remember that I will always love you.
Supporting childhood literacy also has important impacts on our economy. Our state needs every person to contribute to our society, and that starts with giving them skills of this sort at an early age.
Last year, the legislature approved $200,000 to expand this program statewide. Currently, the Maine State Library is working with the Dollywood Foundation to bring the program to all 16 counties in the state, with a goal of enrolling 65% of all age-eligible children into the program. To learn more, visit imaginationlibrary.com. Raise Across America's escort to Arlington is the country's longest Veterans Parade. It begins this Sunday in Ellsworth. Matthew Jaroncic has the details.
A decade ago, the Hancock County Sheriff's Department made it a tradition to host Wreath Across America in its quest of honoring veterans at Arlington National Cemetery. It's since become more than a tradition. It's a reminder to never forget.
We care for each and every veteran, whether they are serving, actively serving, they are deceased. We still want the family members to know we support their sacrifices.
Before embarking to Arlington, a ceremony is held for veterans and their families, honoring their service and work overseas. A tradition that's seen much success and continues to grow.
2 years ago, we started a piece called Welcome Home. And it's a ceremony where we welcome our Vietnam veterans with a pinning ceremony. Last year, we had over 20 Vietnam veterans that came and were so pleased by the first year that they wanted to be recognized last year.
Due to frigid temperatures, this year's ceremony will be held inside the Ellsworth Down East family's YMCA gymnasium. It's the first time the ceremony has been held indoors. Despite being a first, Down East Family YMCA's Associate Executive Officer Jenny Wood says this has a special place in her heart.
My dad served in the Navy, and he is a veteran. He has now passed on. This means so much to me and to this Y, for all those families out there that have lost loved ones, still have loved ones with us, that we're able to offer this.
Veterans like William Stubbs say they appreciate the support they get from the community.
It made me feel that they cared. Somebody cared to put this on.
to honor us. These older ones that, that they bring them, give them some awards and recognize their names and everything, and when they stand up there and that place is clapping, and they well deserve it. They well deserve it.
This year's ceremony will feature a guest speaker and performances by the Cave Hill School and Jolly Juniors 4-H Club. In Ellsworth, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And I'm very excited to say that I will be there to MC that event on Sunday. They say there's no place like home for the holidays, but for many of our servicemen and women, that's just not an option. So a local business is sending our Maine soldiers a taste of home. Devin Dagnall tells us more.
Our soldiers sacrifice everything for us every day, and so it's the least that we can do just to show our support and appreciation.
For just $50, you can send a Maine soldier the best parts of home, borrowing their family, in a personally curated gift box through Box of Maine. The boxes are filled with a variety of Pine State goodies like Moxie, Humpty Dumpty chips, and Red Snapper hot dogs, just to name a few. According to Box of Maine operations manager Brian Boutot, even though it seems small, something from home means a lot to these troops during the holidays.
It's nice to be able to give them a taste of Maine, a taste of home, just some encouragement. You'd be amazed what just a bag of beef jerky or a balsam fir pillow can mean to somebody that's been gone for 6 months.
Since its initial run with the Maine Veterans Project last year, the sponsor Maine Soldier Box program has already grown considerably.
We've already broken 100 this year, which is awesome because that was our goal, but the names just keep on flowing in. So there's actually more soldiers being deployed this year than there was last year, and we still have more people on our list to send care packages to.
The best part is you don't have to know a Maine soldier to sponsor their box, so as long as you can pay, Box of Maine will take care of the rest. To sponsor a Maine soldier, visit boxofmaine.com/Maine soldier or follow the link on our website, foxbangor.com. In Brewer, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, the World Health Organization is sounding the alarm on what they say is a silent killer. We'll be right back.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basementy. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basementy.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Then you take me by the hand. I feel better again. Oh, I feel better now.
fireside in Augusta Wednesday as all three branches of government were involved in a case at the Maine Supreme Judicial Court. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was there and has more on how the case came to be.
This is a significant dispute between two branches of government that affect matters of public interest.
On Wednesday, the Maine Supreme Judicial Court heard arguments in the case of the Government Oversight Committee v. Maine DHHS. The case revolves around whether or not DHHS has to comply with subpoenas issued by the committee for confidential records related to the 4 child deaths they are investigating.
This court has already answered the question with an unequivocal yes. The executive branch cannot withhold documents from the legislature simply because they are not publicly available. For over 50 years, this court has recognized that an investigative committee may compel production of confidential records unless expressly prohibited by statute.
Arguments made by the GOC cited a 1970 Maine Supreme Court case, Maine Sugars v. Maine Industrial Building Authority, in which the court ruled that confidential documents must be turned over to an investigative committee when subpoenaed. The Attorney General's office, which is representing Maine DHHS, disagrees and says this is about maintaining separation of powers.
By rejecting the GOC's novel claims and affirming the Superior Court's reasoned decision, this court can, in fact, preserve the carefully calibrated balance between and among our 3 branches of government.
The Supreme Court didn't issue a ruling on the arguments made Wednesday, but says a written ruling is expected soon due to the January 3rd start date of the new legislative session. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The World Health Organization is sounding the alarm on what they say is a silent killer. It affects 1 in 3 adults worldwide, and 4 out of 5 people are being inadequately treated. With more, here's ABC's Liz Landers.
The World Health Organization published a report on high blood pressure and its global impact, naming it the silent killer because it often has no symptoms. High blood pressure or hypertension is the most important risk factor for early death worldwide, beating out tobacco use and high blood sugar. From 1990 to 2019, the number of people with high blood pressure doubled from 650 million to 1.3 billion. And nearly half of the people with it don't even know they have it. In the United States, there are more than 69 million adults aged 30 to 79 with high blood pressure, and only 48% have it under control. The WHO estimates that with increased treatment of high blood pressure, 76 million deaths, 120 million strokes, and 79 million heart attacks could be prevented by 2050. Just another reason to see your doctor and to get your blood pressure checked. With this Medical Minute, I'm Liz Landers.
Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary, call now to see how a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan could get you some big benefits, including this all-in-one WellCare Spendables debit card to use for over-the-counter health items. Find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. A WellCare Medicare Advantage plan is designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage for prescription drugs, dental, vision and hearing, and the WellCare Spendables debit card to make getting the coverage you need more convenient. The WellCare Spendables debit card can be used for over-the-counter health items. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan with a $0 or low monthly plan premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 or low monthly plan premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-877-282-3827 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, and we make them easy to use so you can support your best health. Call today to get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free guide will provide information to make a smart choice for your healthcare coverage. Just call 1-877-282-3827. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information, so call 1-877-282-3827. Call today.
Scott County Sheriff's Office is asking the community for help with their annual Secret Santa initiative. For the past 9 years, the Sheriff's Office has been collecting donations during the winter months to help people with basic needs. The money donated goes toward purchasing groceries, helping rural food banks, and providing a few special gifts along the way. The Sheriff's Office says whether it is paying for someone's gas or showing up to an area grocery store and paying people's tabs, it leaves an impact on the officers and the community.
Sometimes our officers are asked to do difficult things, and they're not always in the positive light. And many of us don't have the financial resources to be able to go out and do these events on their own. But as a group, to be able to go out as law enforcement together and provide these blessings through our Secret Santa initiative to individuals all over the county is amazing.
Donations will be accepted well beyond the holidays as they plan to continue giving back to the community all through the winter season. Cash or checks can be dropped off or mailed to the Sheriff's Office at 85 Hammond Street in Bangor. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Today's full weather forecast is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by Healing Hands Massage today. You'll thank yourself later. All righty, here we go. We've had a few clouds developing out there earlier today, and even this afternoon, a little bit trying to develop. Otherwise, it's going to be a very nice day out there, filled with a good amount of sunshine with high pressure. That's not too far away. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. We have high pressure located right about in here, keeping us very nice. We have a little front located right about in here as well. That's causing some snow to develop across parts of Pennsylvania and New York State. This will leave us alone though, but notice more active weather off from the west, and this will affect us coming up later on this weekend and parts of next week as well, with some strong gusty winds we'll have to be careful with. But otherwise though, for now, 2 to 3 foot wave heights being observed closer toward the coastline, but further out towards sea, notice it's a little bit more active where 7 foot wave heights being observed according to that buoy right about in there. But meanwhile though, Futurecast will be showing things on land looking pretty nice. A lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds this afternoon, maybe a few clouds again to the north later on tonight though, but as we head towards tomorrow, a lot of sunshine. It'll be a beautiful day for your Friday, looking rather clear as well. By Friday night, you might get a few clouds again, and even by the time we head towards Saturday morning, again, maybe a few passing clouds, but otherwise, we're looking pretty good, at least through parts of Saturday morning. But in the longer term though, as we head towards your Sunday, especially Sunday night, watching for some rain now will be moving in. Look how stacked the pressure gradient is here. We're watching a southwest wind now will go up to the north and east, and with some gusts that could possibly reach, especially along the coast, some gusty winds that can reach up to around 60 miles per hour at times though. We will need to watch this and see how this verifies as we move forward, and some heavy rain looks to move in as well. By Monday, maybe switching to a little bit of snow in the northern parts of the state, and then it starts to get out of here as we head towards the Tuesday. So plenty of things to watch though as we move forward. In time, let's switch sources here and talk about temperatures. Average high temperature is 37 degrees, upper 20s today, lower 30s Friday, upper 30s Saturday. Here we go, 50s Sunday to Monday, and then we cool off Tuesday to Wednesday, back in the 30s. Forecast for today, upper 20s, lots of sunshine. You might notice some cloud cover from time to time. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 7 degrees, getting cold out there again with a mostly clear sky. Northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 30s, lots of sunshine out there. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Healing Hands Massage extended forecast. We're mostly cloudy Saturday with highs in the upper 30s. Lower 50s Sunday. That will feel nice with a mostly cloudy sky. Rain and wind moves in on Monday, highs in the mid-50s.
50 degrees. I kind of like the sound of that. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.